Interest rates have rocketed since January, so are we now entering a buyer's market for property? Everywhere you look, experts are telling us that 2023 is going to be bad for the housing market. Forecasts ranging from 5% to 20% drop in house prices over the next 12 to 24 months. Now, of course, this type of headline makes for great clickbait and engagement, so what's actually happening? October's data has just been released from the Land Registry and shows that there's been a 0.3% increase in house prices, taking the average cost of UK property to £296,000. Which represents a 12.6% increase since October 2021. So what's all the fuss about? Everything's ticking along all right? Not quite. There's always 1 to 2 month lag when housing data is published, as time is needed to collate and review information. So any reports released now won't have factored in November's rate rise to 3% and certainly not last week's rise to 3.5%. If we look at this graph released by Savills, which shows the total value of all transactions in 2022, we can see that despite this year's 7 consecutive interest rate rises to October, nominal house prices, i.e. those that are not inflation adjusted, have remained fairly strong and resilient. But how can this be if the cost of debt plays a huge role in the demand for housing? Well, it seems this level of support was fueled by mortgages agreed on pretty good conditions, on more advantageous terms, and this demand now seems to have been satisfied. So data released in January 2023 will publish Q4's housing activity, and based on anecdotal data released by estate agents up and down the country who are reporting a massive fall in demand, it's going to be interesting to see the impact that the past few months' rate rises have had on buyer demand and seller expectations. But if these headlines are anything to go by, it looks like the start of 2023 is not going to be that rosy. Well, when you consider that house prices are built on supply and the cost of debt, it seems inevitable that there's going to be some form of correction next year, especially when we also factor in double-digit inflation and people's disposable income just not stretching as far as it once did. How many buyers will be putting off their next purchase remains to be seen. So next year could actually represent a huge buying opportunity for investors who are sat on piles of cash.